Don't film that, film me. Kind of like a groove in the back. 159 grains. And there you'll hear a click, and then you can spin it around. And it's got Hey everybody, thanks again for stopping by our channel here at Gun Projects. You know, if you're a returning viewer or subscriber, we really appreciate you once again coming back. And if somehow you found this channel for the first time and you're a new viewer, I don't know how you found it, but thanks, and hopefully you'll stop back in the future. Now today, we are going to be showing off one of our newest auction gets. This is a Carcano rifle. We really wanted one of these for the longest time. You know, I'm sure you guys have heard that these are well, at one time were a really popular surplus military rifle that you could get for reasonably cheap, and we didn't pay too much for this, but the prices nowadays are a lot more than they were back then, and we always kind of wanted one, so we finally got one. So anyway, this thing is pretty much like the M1891. Like when the M1891 was super cheap and there was millions and millions of them, and this kind of became like the next M1891. Like people were buying them, the ammo was cheap, the guns were cheap to run. It's an Italian gun, Carcano if you can't tell. But anyway, we were sold a Model 91 TS, is what they said this is, and we think we have some discrepancies for that. And it's kind of funny for how many, I think there was 54 million of these things made over the course of 54 years. You don't really see them hanging around the shelves too much. So kind of cool that we finally got one. It's not in great shape or anything, but you know, this thing was made in 1917, as indicated right there on the barrel. So this is actually Model 91, because we know that that was the designation of the first style of rifle from 1891 all the way up until 1938. So anyway, yeah, 108 years old, and it shows it. It's been around the bush a couple times, possibly been through 2 world wars. I don't know, but it could have. So anyway, like I said, we thought there was some discrepancies about what this was. We were sold it as a 91 TS, which stands for something Italian. I don't know, Truppe Speciali or something like that. So I don't know, special troop gun or something like that. Just kidding. A lot of the nomenclature for these things is in Italian. It's a little hard to pronounce. The data's out there. I'm not going to go over it, so look it up if you want. But this is pretty short, huh? These are made in a couple different barrel lengths. The shorter ones were 17 3/4 inch long, and that's what this is. But being a TS, there's some things where we don't see on apparently a TS. On the fore end of this is the short fore end, like this wooden fore end here. But the way that this fore end butt, or the end cap, this apparently has something for, you know, sling mount right here. Well, that was supposedly on a TS. They had bottom mounted sling mounts, and it's supposed to be one down here. But instead we see one right here. Kind of odd. So like, what's going on there? Also on the TS's, it appears that they had like the full length stock from what I'm seeing. So that stock would have came like almost all the way to here. The cap would have been over here. But then, as you can see here, this has a cutout for a bayonet. Now obviously if we had something mounted here at that length, when it was out, it wouldn't even pass the end of this barrel. So something's going on here. So we're not entirely sure if this is a 91 TS or not. A lot of the pictures I've seen, kind of close, but there are some differences. So if any of you guys know what this possibly might be, or what setup or what somebody did to it, you know, like I said, they're pretty old. So who knows what happened over its lifespan. Could have been rebarreled a few times, you know, who knows. So anyway, we're just going to call it the Carcano 91 TS. And I haven't even got to the ammo that these things shoot. So right here, this was the original cartridge. Well, not this, but the 6.5 by 52 Carcano. The gun was kind of, I think it was kind of designed around the ammo. But this is what we're going to be shooting today, this 139 grain, which is pretty much what you can find nowadays. The original round, I believe, was 159 grains, I'm pretty sure. But it's really difficult to find that at this point. And matter of fact, even just like there was very few offerings that were affordable in a larger bullets weight or grain size, you know, in this 139. So this company out of Serbia, whatever, apparently they make most of the ammo for the Carcano rifles at this point. So that's where we got it from online. And as you can see here as well, all the Carcano rifles use an end block clip, like many of you may be familiar with. The M1 Garand uses something like that. So it's interesting to load these. I'll kind of take these apart, but the way you have to load it is from the top of the clip. So there's a little kind of like a groove in the back. Well, you can go in here, but once I put it down, I can't really pull it out too easily, but up here I can. So you gotta either load it from the top or the bottom. Go on the top, push it in that groove, you got a little bit more slack there, and then you push that into the gun. There's just a little lever down there which is kind of bent. This thing is old, like I said. So you'll push it down there, you'll hear a click, and then you can strip your round in. It's got a kind of goofy safety here. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but see where those serrations are in there? You got to pull up, go, wow. So you pull up, go back, and then that just pretty much stops you from pulling on the trigger wheel, pulling everything like that. So to re-engage it, you push with your thumb. It's kind of hard to do. Push with your thumb, flick it down. Now, we're ready to go. This has an adjustable sight. I don't know exactly how many meters this goes out to, but the later models, I think the, after 1938, that's when it went from the M91 to the Model 38, because they came up with a new caliber. It was a 7.35 caliber that they wanted to replace this, but then they ended up making future guns as well, 91/38s, that were the new style or whatever, that chambered the 6.5 rounds. So anyway, we have a 6.5 by 52 Carcano. Nothing significant about that caliber of this rifle at all. Nothing I can think of. So anyway, we've never shot this yet. We don't even, hopefully it functions. So we're gonna get to doing that in just a second. All right, it is hotter than a $2 pistol out here. So my apologies if I'm constantly wiping sweat or anything, or if I appear to not be able to see. So, all right, end block clip system. It is not unsafe, which will allow me to take, and by the way, I will say these are new production clips. Supposedly these aren't the greatest, they are steel. The ones that you want, from what I understand, are like the Corsi original, like steel clips, and they did make brass ones back in the day. Often you'll see guys with original clips of brass, so kind of just line it up in there. You heard a click, I don't know if you did, but I did. So anyway, it actually looks like it's too far down. I don't know if that's going to strip it up. Will it strip it up? No, it's missing it completely. Rats. Well, let's. I'm gonna have to try that again, but let me show you this. This is pretty cool. Woo! Man, yeah, that probably just broke our clip, didn't it? No, it didn't. All right, guys. So you just saw that the gun was having some issues. The end block clip was sitting a little bit too low, and the bolt couldn't strip rounds in. So unfortunately, we didn't get this stuff on camera, but we had to take it inside, took it apart, and we found that the actual trigger group / magazine well was a little bit bowed out on the sides where the magazine well was. So it was not sitting in the stock exactly level. So it was cockeyed a little bit. So we had to bend them in a little bit, and then we actually had to clearance the wood around where the magazine well goes up in it. And once we did that, we found that the end block clip sat at the correct height, and now we could strip rounds in. So now we're going to see how the gun functions. Never shot this before. I will say that the grip, this stock is a little weird. It's kind of too straight. My finger's having a hard time getting to this ginormous trigger. Supposedly these have a little bit of recoil because they're small. Ooh. I'm gonna miss with this, I think. Yeah, really difficult. I'm having a problem. It's such a short stock. Do you know where I'm hitting? I am not hitting anything. I can't even see where I'm going, so I'm going to aim a little low. Am I even hitting the wood? I'm aiming for the can on that second. Alright, so I have 1 round left, or 2 rounds left actually. I'm going to go a little closer actually, because I can't tell where I'm hitting. Yeah, this is recoiling quite a bit. Where the heck is the sight? Alright, now watch this. Come on, dude. I aimed at this can for every single shot. And then I aimed low, even right here, to see if at least where this was going in. I see no shots, so this thing must be shooting insanely high. And I have it at the lowest setting here on this nifty little adjustable sight. So yeah, I had it at the closest setting because we're not far away. This thing's going awfully high, I think. But yeah, that's a heck of a kick. Want to go a little closer? I guess not. Whoa! Where'd you aim?
To the left.
Oh, so this thing's shooting to the right then?
Let's go investigate.
Okay.
That ain't right.
No, that's some carnage. So you were holding way to the left on that?
No, I mean, I was aiming towards the right one, and...
Oh, I see.
I aimed down a little bit, so... I mean, these are small targets, so maybe that's what's going on. Let's shoot some more.
Okay, well, we'll see. Alright, so I'm going to load up some more ammo. So we've spent our 2 end block clips, so this is how you actually load them. I don't know if I mentioned, but these are reproduction stainless clips that I got on the great eBay website that we all use. Supposedly the more reliable ones are the older ones, but these ones, they've worked so far, especially since I've probably got figured out. So anyway, the way you load them, you have to insert the round either at the top or the bottom, because that's where there's a little groove that snaps into. Then you slide it down, and now if you'll see that it snaps in, then I can go down. You can't, if you go there, you can put it in, but you can't really snap it in there. You can only really snap it in at the top, slide it down. So that's how you do that. God bless you. And I'll just go ahead and put 6. I don't know if I'll shoot all 6, but... So there's our clip. And... yeah. Oop, I'll put the safety on. Let's get that off. It's the only way you can open the breech. Clicks in. Alright. So I'm going to head... Since something is going on, even at close range, this seems to be like the windage is off, and this is not adjustable for windage, so that could be a problem. So I'm going to get a little bit closer, see if I can tell where these are going. So, I know this is ridiculously close, but I need this type of closure. Alright. So I'm aiming at the left or the right of the 2 little pieces of wood. I aimed a foot low and all the way to the right, and it still missed it. Nice. Let's go even lower. Okay. I think it hit the bottom of the piece of wood, I'm not sure. Ah. Come on, man. I see the can moving. Where is this going? You try it. Jeez. Well, unfortunately, that's all the ammo we have right now.
More practice.
Yeah. Have to figure out what's going on with that sight, but I don't know.
Good gun, though.
Huh?
Good gun.
Oh, yeah. Seems to work great now that it got a little bit work done to it. All right, guys. Well, unfortunately, didn't really get to see too many cool targets exploding with this thing, because trying to figure out what's going on with this sight, even at close range, really was tough. I mean, you couldn't really see where we were going there, if it was too high or too low. But anyway, noticing that this barrel gets extremely hot. I mean, even after just having the first 6 rounds through it, this thing was like, I mean, radiating intense heat. And then, you know, after the next 6 rounds we shot, we waited a little bit. It was still really hot after pausing for quite a bit to go back and shoot the last couple. So, yeah, it's kind of interesting. I mean, even the receiver is super hot too. So that's kind of an interesting thing about it, but it seemed to run and function pretty good. Other than the sight, obviously something going on with that. It was pretty cool. I mean, after all this time wanting to get a hold of one of these Carcano rifles for no particular reason at all, just really thought, you know, always heard about them, that they were cheap and out there, and I guess they're not as cheap anymore, but you know, you can still get them if you want. You just got to do a little bit of searching. So yeah, pretty cool little thing. Hopefully we'll get some more ammo in the future and have some more cracks at. But thanks guys for stopping by and watching.